Hunyuan Video is a new AI video generation model. Using it, you can generate images like this or this. You can use either text or an image as the prompt for your video. Typically, models like these require insane hardware in order to be able to run them. But with a small tweak, you can get this running on almost any PC, even if it is that you're poor, just like me. To be able to use Hunyuan Video, we're going to be using ComfyUi, and it's going to require an Nvidia GPU and being on Windows. You can still follow this if you're using Linux or Mac, or if you have a different GPU. There might be platform-specific issues that won't be addressed in the video. So this is really just for Windows people with Nvidia GPUs. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to be doing is installing ComfyUi. If you already have ComfyUi installed and set up, you could just skip this part of the video. We're going to be heading to the ComfyUi GitHub. There's going to be a link in the description. That'll take you to this page. You want to scroll down to where you see Windows Portable, and you want to go to direct link to download. This is going to give you the ComfyUi Windows Portable package in a zip file. You're going to want to click this and save the file. The file you download is going to contain the entire ComfyUi installation, so put that file wherever you want your ComfyUi final installation location to be. To extract it, you simply just right click and then go to extract all. If I click on this and then I click extract, it's going to extract this folder to the same folder where this file is contained, which would be right next to here. And if you go inside here in the ComfyUi Windows Portable Nvidia folder, and then in the ComfyUi Windows Portable folder, you can see your ComfyUi installation here. But we don't want to click run on anything yet. If this is your first time installing ComfyUi, which it should be because I told all the people to skip this section if they already have ComfyUi installed, you want to go and install ComfyUi Manager. ComfyUi Manager is a plugin that manages the installation of other plugins, and it's pretty much a required plugin at this point in ComfyUi. I'm pretty sure they're going to be integrating this in the future, but as of right now, you have to install it separately, so that's what we're going to do. From the ComfyUi installation, you want to go to ComfyUi, and then custom nodes, taking you to this folder. Your folder should be empty. I have a few extra plugins here, but yours should be should only really contain these two folders and this one. And then we want to go to the address bar, and you want to click the address bar. After you click the address bar, you want to type cmd and enter. This is going to open a command prompt inside of your custom nodes folder, which is where you want to be for the next step. So you're going to want to copy this text. It's going to be in the description of the video. You can go down and check for that. But you want to copy this text, git clone the ComfyUi Manager, ComfyUi Manager. You're going to want to copy this and then press enter. Once you do this, it's going to download the ComfyUi Manager to your custom nodes folder. Great. Once you have that installed, the next thing we want to do is turn on a setting that often people tell you to turn off for a lot of reasons, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. You want to go to your desktop and then right click. If you're on Windows 10 or lower, you should already see the button that we want to click here, which is the Nvidia control panel. But if you're on Windows 11, you'll see this, which doesn't show it. You have to click show more options, and then you'll see the Nvidia control panel. This is what we want to open here. So you click onto this, and this will open the Nvidia control panel. And you want to go down to manage 3D settings. Then you want to come here to CUDA sysmem fallback policy. And you want to turn on prefer sysmem fallback. The default setting is the driver default setting, which means that it will be turned off. The reason why you want to turn this on, basically what this does is allow it where if a model is too large for your GPU, it'll allow the model to offload from your GPU onto your CPU RAM. So if you don't have enough VRAM to run a model, it allows you to still run the model by offloading it to your CPU RAM. Oftentimes people tell you to turn this setting off because if you already have enough memory to fit a model onto your GPU, it is slower to offload to your RAM. Sometimes, even if the model can fit in your entire GPU, you still end up with some parts of the model being offloaded to your CPU, which you don't want. Okay, that's why people will tell you to turn this off sometimes. However, these video models are so large that most people wouldn't be fitting this in their GPU. So you definitely want to be turning this setting on if you've had problems in the past not being able to run the model, getting out of memory errors. More than likely, turning this on should be able to solve your problems. The model will go slower, but at least it will run, whereas before it just wouldn't work. Make sure to click apply when you're done, and then now we can go back to the ComfyUi folder. Okay, so from here, we want to run Nvidia GPU.bat. This is going to open ComfyUi in your default browser. If for some reason or another you click this and it doesn't run, you see some error or some problem, you want to go into update and then click update ComfyUi.bat. Then come back out here and then try running it again. If it still doesn't work, you want to run update ComfyUi and Python dependencies.bat and then come back and run it again. If it still doesn't work, then hopefully you didn't skip the part of the video where I told you that this only works on Windows with Nvidia GPUs. Hopefully you didn't skip that part of the video when I said that. But assuming you're on Windows with an Nvidia GPU and you're still having issues, you more than likely have some specific problem with your system. So you want to go and check on the ComfyUi GitHub to see if you can find solutions for whatever it is that you're experiencing. Okay, great. So you run this and this will open ComfyUi in your default browser. If you open up ComfyUi, you should see a default workflow, but we're going to be deleting that workflow so you can ignore all of the stuff that's there. In order to see what I see on the screen, you're going to need to download the workflow that I created, which contains all of the links to the models that you need to download for the video. And it also already sets up the workflow so that it should work quite easily and you shouldn't run into any issues. To get this workflow, you have to check the link in the description. This is going to take you to my civit.ai. Once you've downloaded the workflow, you'll get a JSON file. And in order to be able to open the workflow, all you need is to take that JSON file and drag it into your ComfyUi window. This one right here is the text to video workflow. There's also an image to video workflow. We'll get to that later in the video. If you open up the workflow and you zoom in to the markdown file here where all the links are, you'll see the first link is the video model, the most important link as they say. If you click this, it should start downloading the file. Where you need to place this file is you want to go back to your ComfyUi folder. So you open your ComfyUi folder, you go ComfyUi and model. And all of the files are going to be going into folders inside of this folder. So the video model goes into ComfyUi diffusion models. You save the model inside of here. If you download it to a different folder, then simply just move it to this folder. And you'll see here, this is where the video model is. And if I go back to ComfyUi, there's the text encoder, the Lava Llama 3 FP8 text encoder. You also want to download that, and that goes into the text encoders folder inside of the models folder. So that's here, and you can see the file right here. The next file is the other text encoder, which is the clip-L text encoder, and this goes into the same folder as the Lava Llama folder. So you can see it right here next to the Lava Llama file. You want to download that here. And then the final file for the video model is the VAE, and you click this, and you want to put this file in the side of the models folder in the VAE folder. So you can see the file here, Hunyuan video VAE. That's where you want to put this file. If you've downloaded all of those files, you want to check here where all the models are. You have the load diffusion model. This should have the Hunyuan video file. If you see undefined in this node, or if you see undefined in any of the nodes for that matter, you want to come up here to edit and then click refresh node definitions. This is going to refresh the node so that the files that you just added show up in the list. Then you want to go to whichever node that you see undefined on. You want to click on that and then choose from this list the model that's supposed to be there. So in the load diffusion model, it should be the video model. So that is the Hunyuan video T2V 720p BF16. Put that there. In the dual clip loader, it should be the clip-L model and the Llama model. The order of these doesn't matter. You can have the Llama model on top and the clip-L model on the bottom. The only important thing is you have both of them. And in the VAE model, you have the VAE Hunyuan video VAE model. Okay, great. So the rest of the workflow is already set up here. The base prompt we have here is close-up shot of a dog. So say close-up video of a dog. The settings that we have are 768 by 768, so a square, and 25 frames. The Hunyuan video model generates videos 24 frames per second. So a 25 frame video is actually 1 second of footage. It actually has one extra frame since the first frame is considered the starting frame and is not counted. This is 1 second of video. This is just meant as a test to make sure everything is up and running. So with everything set up, you just want to click the run button here. The actual loading process after you click the run button is going to take a while to load. Because the models that you're loading are very large, so it's going to take a while. So be patient, and then the subsequent runs of the model will be much faster. So keep that in mind. And if everything went to plan, you should get a video like this. It's only 1 second of video. You can see here we have a video. The dog is moving, or at least its ear is moving anyway. And yeah, if for some reason or another this didn't work, you see an error, you see an issue, you'd want to make sure you go back, watch the video, and make sure that you followed the settings appropriately. So make sure you have all the models here selected correctly. You don't have two of the same model. If you have clip L, that's incorrect. If you have llama, that is incorrect. So make sure that you have everything set up appropriately. So now we're going to go to the image model. And the image model, much the same. I'll have a link to that in the description on my Civet AI to download the workflow that's necessary in order to be able to do this. You take that workflow and then drag it into ComfyUi, and you'll end up with this. This workflow is basically the same as the text-to-vid model with a few alterations. So the first thing is the video model that you need to download is now the image generation model. So we have the Hunyuan video model here. You're gonna have to download this model and place it in the diffusion models folder that you did earlier. So that would be inside of the models folder in your ComfyUi folder. That would be the diffusion models, this folder here. And you can see the model here right next to the video model. The other file that we need to download is the vision model. And you can see this here, the lava llama vision.safe-tensor model. You want to click this and then put this in the clip vision folder inside of your models folder. So that would be this folder, clip vision. You put this here, llama vision model, right? You put this inside of this folder. Okay, great. So then we come back here now and we make sure everything is set up. You should have the first one here selected. The load diffusion model should have the V2 replace image model, that should be here. We should have the clip L and the llama 3 model selected inside of this. Then we should have the VAE selected here. In the load clip vision node, we should have lava llama vision.safe-tensors model. Great. The prompt that we have here, this is a starting image. This is an example image that you get with ComfyUi. This is what's being used here. And the prompt, the text prompt that we're going to be using along with this image is a cartoon girl dancing. Then we move down lower here and you can see that it's the same thing, 768 by 768, which is a square, the same thing that we used earlier with the text to video part. And then we have only one frame of video with 1 second of video, sorry, with 25 frames here. Okay, great. So now we do the same thing. We click run, and if you followed all the instructions, everything went to plan, you should get this here. And clearly, this movement is very dinky and weird and awkward, but the movement is matching the style of the image that we put into it, which is why it looks like this. Those are just the basic workflows that I set up just to get the model working. But if you don't like, looking at, well, this garbled mess of wires, I made an optimized workflow that involves downloading some extra plugins, because the regular workflows, they only use basic ComfyUi functionality. So this workflow by comparison is significantly cleaner than the initial workflow. So you would download this workflow again from the link in the description and simply drag it into your ComfyUi. But when you do so, you want to come to Manager and then click Install Missing Custom Nodes. There's only 2 nodes here. We have one, the Use Everywhere node, and the Video Helpers Suite node. These 2 nodes are used. One, the Use Everywhere node cleans up the UI, so it makes it much cleaner so you don't have the spaghetti mess that we had earlier. And the VHS node allows you to save the output from the model as a video. Because if you use the basic ComfyUi image save tool, it only saves as a animated image file is what you get. But this gives you an actual video file, an actual MP4 file. And the quality of the MP4 is higher than the quality of the image. Also, the file is smaller too. So you definitely want to use this instead of the other one. You get a higher quality video at a smaller size. That's why you want to use it. But you have to download this plugin separately. Also, another optimization that you want to do is you'll notice that when you're generating a video, you get no preview of what's going on. You can actually turn on previews. You want to come to Manager and then come here to where you see Preview Method None, and then turn this on to Auto. And then in doing so, when you're generating a video, you'll actually get a preview of the video as it goes, so you'll get a sense of what is being generated, as opposed to having to wait till the end to see what it is. We also have one for the image generation prompt, an optimized workflow for that, link in the description. But you can see this is also a lot cleaner than the initial workflow. It also uses the VHS here, and also uses the Use Everywhere node, in order to be able to remove most of the spaghetti that you see like lurking on the screen. I know I have not been as consistent with the videos recently. The reason why is because, as I said earlier in the video, I don't make money, so it can be hard to stay consistent with the videos. I essentially do a lot of video editing and stuff for YouTube channels, very somewhat paradoxically, on the side is something that I do, and I use that to be able to make enough money to be able to keep doing this. Recently, it's been getting harder and harder to keep consistent with the videos. If it is that you guys enjoy the content and you would like to support the content, it would be a huge help if you could look at the support links in the description. There is a goal there, I think, of about like $300, which if I'm able to hit by the end of the week, I'll definitely be able to keep uploading videos. If I don't hit that by the end of the week, I'm probably gonna have to take a break again. So I just wanted to tell you guys that ahead of time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. I'll catch you in the next video, and yeah.